ask you this question. Do you believe, because you know our healthcare system is so overloaded, right? Overloaded, overtaxed, probably not run efficiently as much as it could be. Do you agree with bringing in privatized elements to help the public healthcare system?
No.
No, you don't.
Because the reason why we went public in the first place, or the reason why we stopped doing privatization, is because it's a way for other diseases to be spread. It's because what happens is people that aren't privatized with healthcare, like they'd have no healthcare to turn to, we don't check up on them. And without checking on them, they could be disease carriers, they could be something, and then all of a sudden we have another outbreak. So it just brings more problems. So this is the reason why I've always supported the decision to keep things public, because if you don't, you're waiting for a disaster to go happen.
So how would you downsize the 8 hours in the hospital waiting to have a 2-minute meeting with a doctor who then doesn't do anything but sends you home? How would you downsize the 8 hours of waiting?
You're bringing up a good question.
Well, you're the mayor. You need to have the answers.
Well, this is true. Basically, when it comes to the healthcare system, we need to start looking. I think a lot of it has to do with we're shortage on staff. A lot of them are overdrained. A lot of them are stressed out. We need to start bringing in more staff. I think there's a very major big shortage of it. And like you said, doctors, we need to either have more doctors coming available so that they can help reduce the waiting line.
Okay, one more question and before we let you go. What would you do special, or not really special, but what would you do to support our community? When I mean that, I mean persons with disabilities and veterans, because obviously we are getting support, and we're not looking for more handouts. We're looking for opportunities that can keep us passionate about getting out of bed every day. So I need to know, how would you help our community help their lives?
Well, one of the first things I like to do is I notice that some disability people, they have extraordinary great talents. And a lot of what I've noticed is that we keep that hidden. So if I do become mayor, one of the first things that I'd like to jump on is finding out those disability people that do have great talents, because I find that a lot of them are being repressed. A lot of them are having to hide their talent, and I don't think that's not right. I think that's very immoral, actually. So that's one of the first steps I'd like to do, is get the ones that are, have got great gifts, because I find, like, disabilities, when you have a disability, you always have another strength with you that comes with it. For an example, if someone's blind, they have to use their other senses, and because they have to use their other senses, they have that capability that we really don't have, because we know how to use all 5. I remember this one lady I spoke to. She didn't see me for a year and a half, and she was completely blind, and all she did was touch my hand. She went, "You're Jeff," and it's like, holy crow! You remember me just by
That's a real good point, because we live it every day. Like here at the Disability Channel, we give opportunities to probably people, including veterans, right, who have probably maybe never had an opportunity in their life. And you know how I know that? Because they come through the door and tell me that. They say, "Jay, we've been with XY organization for the last 10 years, but we walked through your door, and this is the first door that you're actually teaching us a skill so we can get a job, so we can get off assistance." So what you said is very open-minded, and I really appreciate that.